growing over the last years.
I'm not going to say anything.
There's
two manky hookers and a racist dwarf. I think I'm heading home.
Yeah? Think I'll come with you.
Hey, what?
Back off, Shorty.
You don't know karate. Ah!
Don't say you didn't have a cover. Short arse.
Pop Culture Minefield.
This is how it is. 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 This is how it is.
So this is how it is? No, I got it.
On Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is. Today. This is how it is. Today on Pop Culture Minefield.
Which Minefield? Hey, y'all. We're all here.
Yeah, Mephisto's only here for this intro. Everybody knows that.
Bye.
Bye.
He comes from intro and
Not
sticks
too
around
fond of
a
the
bit.
Irish at the moment, too. So fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. And the Irish in this movie are just like so anti-American. He punches the one guy. Is this for killing John Lennon? Yeah, fucking American. It's like, no, he was Canadian. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Well,
Do you want to start right at the end? This is one of the few films that I love Colin Farrell in.
Yeah.
He is not my favorite actor by any stretch of the imagination. And this one and The Gentleman by Guy Ritchie are
Very
like
fond of that film,
my
too.
favorite performances. Banshees of Inisherin.
I like that movie.
I'm still on the fence. I need to watch it again.
It's the
Again.
sidequel to this movie.
Yeah, sort of.
it always comes up when you try to find shit about this movie on YouTube. The other one always comes up with it.
They're connected, but they're not connected. There's like slight digs, and there's slight, within the dialogue, there's ways where you can look at it one side and the other side. I never found the real connections other than it's probably the same director. Didn't check, but
Yes,
two
it is.
main actors.
It is.
Same director, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, writer director.
So yeah. So it's sort of in the world of, but it's different characters, but it's played by the same men, and yeah.
And when the fun things about it is, of course, it's they're friends in real life, and it kind of comes
Gleeson,
through in their
yeah.
movies. Gleeson and Farrell are best mates, and they were afraid going into this movie that maybe we should spend some time apart before we make this movie, so it doesn't impact. But they couldn't, and it still shows through that they're best friends.
You know what's crazy? The choice that Gleeson's character has to make has way more impact if you know they're friends behind the scenes. Right?
Yeah.
It is so impactful on the choice that he has to make and the repercussions on what if he doesn't technically do the right thing or do the stuff that his boss wants him to do. So, yeah.
Right. I don't know. I just think that their friendship kind of helped with the bond between these two characters. And there's so many funny moments like behind the scenes stuff. Like I don't normally like to watch bloopers, but I absolutely watched the bloopers for this. It was one of the funniest things I ever saw. Because they would hit a certain point where they were like really doing their lines, and then like suddenly Colin will just like go out or go into personal, like just himself, and complains about something or says something funny. And Brendan does the same thing. Like they're doing a scene in the bar, and all of a sudden the air conditioning unit turns on, and that just became a funny moment between the two of them trying to talk over the air conditioning. But I've been a fan of Brendan's for a long time, not so much Farrell. Although when I look back and I think of The Devil's Own, that's who they should have got for that fucking movie instead of Brad Pitt. They should have gotten Colin Farrell because he was at the right age to play that character. With Harrison Ford, you know the movie I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I lost you for a second. Which one with Harrison Ford?
Devil's Own.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Because Brad Pitt does a shite Irish accent and plays a member of the IRA that's hiding out in America and staying with a family. Harrison Ford and his family, and trying to get.
I've seen it.
Trying to get weapons to take home to Ireland.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I think that Colin Farrell would have done that much better. Because one, he's got a legit accent. I think he's from Dublin, isn't he?
Yep.
I'll tell you the truth, and I think I said it on my Gentleman review or when we covered it on the show. I said that it's so strange that every time that Colin Farrell does a character with his native accent, it's actually a good character. So I'm pretty
it starts
sure
out that way, like with what's his name in the Daredevil movie? Played
Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
You know, it started out good. And
yeah.
After the airplane, it was not, his character was terrible after that.
Yep.
But when he was in Ireland and when he's on the airplane, he was fun.
Yeah. Well,
so
we've got
who we got here.
Yeah, plenty of Colin Farrell stinkers over the years.
We got Snortopoopus. We've
Double
got
anime.
Yeah, we've got Venzinger is here and Andy Morrow is here.
Oh, we need Tom Baker.
Yeah.
Because this is a native.
Yeah, it's his
Belgium.
Practically his hometown. I zinged him today, so I don't know if he'll show up. I never. What you know? What I said to him? He said, you know, this YouTube channel is going to be putting out some new original film content. He says, you know, maybe it's something you can collaborate on. Talking and communication is essential. And I said, well, thanks for the safety tip, Egon. I had no idea about talking and communicating.
Yeah, I heard you read out that comment and talking about it. I didn't know it was Tom Baker.
Yeah, it's from Tom. I said it was from Tom Baker. It just shows how little you listen to me. So,
oh, she's a wise woman.
But I was teasing him. I gave him the winky eye, and I gave him the winky eye and the laugh. So I'm hoping he didn't take offense to it. So hopefully we'll see him because he is from Belgium. And they bring up both Belgium and the Flemish in this film.
Well, Flemish is one of the languages they speak.
I know.
A lot of people
Because
don't.
they bring up, because they, speak French for the most part, but they do speak Flemish. And it's a weird place, weird in an interesting way. Like I really, the architecture, because they bring it up in that little featurette thing they did, where the place is almost like Venice in some ways, or the Netherlands.
It is called the Venice of the North.
I have seen what little I have seen is from this movie and various videos of tourism and stuff like that, and some stills, and I find that city gorgeous. I would
Absolutely.
so much love to live there.
It's beautiful.
I don't know if I'd want to
spent a
live there,
couple
but I'd
days
love
there.
to go there.
Oh,
no,
it's so humid because of all the canals. I spent like 3 days, I think, in my teens. We did a school trip to Brussels and then went up to Bruges and spent some time there. It is beautiful. It is, I don't know, melancholy.
Yeah.
It's like a dark version of Venice. Dark, small version of Venice.
A moody,
yeah.
emo version.
What killed me because it was February or something, and the cold and the humidity was just that sucked so badly. But it's beautiful. I love medieval towns like that.
And Colin Farrell character was
look
complaining
who's
all the
here.
time. Hey, he's here.
He's here. Hi, Tom.
I know I'm here.
Not always about you, man.
It's always about me.
Talk that out with Gary, please.
It's always about me.
Yeah, 50-50. There you go.
Oh my God, Snorty. They speak Flemish. They speak a lot.
Flemish. I remember my buddy Mac. He says he said something about this shit's always about me. I said, yeah, but you always forget this is my show and you've only got a walk-on part. And I was meaning in my life way back before YouTube.
I'm sorry. I'm tired.
Well, it's late for you.
No, it's I had just had one of those days. So
well, you and your kid got to watch Predator, right? You
yeah,
said
it was fun. I ate too much
enjoyed
garbage.
It, but did it freak him out a little bit?
Surprisingly, no. He was unfazed from the body stripping, but not in the good way kind of a thing. It didn't bother him that much. Dude, I don't think guys, like even like children, they don't really have anything. Like some of them are. It's always like a 70-30 or 80-20 kind of a thing. But most aren't. Dude, when they attacked that entire village, he said the freakiest thing. I didn't react to it because I didn't want to give it any fire, any heat. He's like, "Oh, look, they're destroying Gaza," and I was like, "Yeah, well, yeah." And the issue is, he started to talk about that as soon as like Dutch throws a big fucking knife and he says, "Stick around." You ruined the moment. But whatever. You could have a good moment. You could have a good moment in a pretty exhausting day. I've been consistently going on the treadmill and do at least 2K a day.
Nice.
I need to take off 6 more kilograms.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have to lose like 30. So.
Well, to be fair, from 105 kilograms to 92, it was easier than to get that last 2, but I gained 4 since then.
Oh, that sucks.
when you stop eating sugar, it automatically drops off. Not like 10 kilograms a month, but it drops off rather consistently. But then you get to an equilibrium where your body's metabolism kind of gets in sync with the amount of food you eat and the different types of calories that you put in your body. So it acclimates and you get into this plateau of sorts until it drops off. And you can supplement that by actually just walking. And I hate doing like too much stuff, but I have to. And I despise running.
Yeah. Speaking
if I
of
could stop
equilibrium,
breathing and not die, I'd probably stop breathing.
Yeah.
speaking of equilibrium, are we gonna do that someday? That one,
The movie?
Equilibrium.
Yeah. Yeah, I really would like to. I like that film. It's one of those weird movies that
Yeah,
you
it's
just
weird,
kind
but
of check
it's
your brain at the door and go, okay, I accept the world where gun kata exists.
Well,
So
what
what's
exists?
this? What is this?
gun kata is a fake martial art that includes firearms.
Okay.
Oh, James Ensor? Yeah, I know who he is. He's a Belgian artist from the 19th, early 20th century. I know he did a lot of mask paintings and stuff. So, yeah, he's a very good artist.
Good to know. Ghent.
And Monkey Jeeves asks, is Bruges for backdoor? No, it's backdoor for Dutch oven in Bruges.
Hey, Lord Thought is in the house.
Hey, all hail Lord Thoth.
Hey, Thoth, give the monkey his video.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye's death is just tragic.
Was he killed by a hooker? No, his dad killed him, right?
Dad killed him. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, okay, Jeebus. Here's your backdoor video.
Cowboy, check around and see if there's a back door.
I was
Oh,
tempted,
Don Rickles.
but I know that you hate it, and I wanted to go easy on you today.
The old Don Rickles back door.
Yep. Got to check that back door. Now I'm going to play this other clip too, because I love this fucking clip. I love this movie so much. It has so many little moments in it. And I think it's his excitement that made this so funny to me.
What are they doing over there? They're filming something. They're filming midgets.
Ray. They're filming midgets.
Fun aside, this entire movie is like Harry Potter for adults. Because Brian Gleeson played Alistair Moody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ray Fiennes played Voldemort. And Clemence played what's her name? From the Goblet of Fire.
All right.
From the French school. Yeah. So it's pretty much a reunion, but not really.
Well, this precedes Harry Potter, right?
No, this is
I mean,
2009.
the goblet.
No, this
The Goblet was 2005,
Five?
2006. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie came out in 2008.
Yeah. They were pretty much done by 2008. That was like the second part of the seventh movie, I think. Let me check. Yeah, I was right. 2005. And that's the only movie where they're all together. No, well, not together, but all in the same movie. They've never crossed, I think. But I'm not an expert in like the Harry Potter movies. I don't particularly like them. I way prefer the books.
Same, dude. Same. I haven't even watched half of the movies. I was out pretty quickly. because the further on you get in the series, the more they had to cut and alter to fit it into a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
So-
It's very detailed. Like I think the Order of the Phoenix is the larger, the thicker of the books. I
That's
think
what she said.
exactly. And the movie is even shorter. Imagine it's even shorter than the first part of the Deathly Hallows. So you're running the slideshow with the credits now?
Yeah, we try to include the initial production
Okay.
production company credits.
Okay.
Yep. And I
My,
love the lighting of this town at night. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
My good friend, after Banshees of Inisherin came out, he asked me, "Did you watch In Bruges?" And I said, "I always wanted to watch it." And he's like, "First of all, you have to watch Banshees, but you have to watch In Bruges first." So I told him, "Look, so I'm probably gonna wait till Banshees comes out on streaming or somewhere so I can rent it." Ended up watching In Bruges and Banshees within 3 days of each other. I really like In Bruges. I really like the concept of it kind of lulls you to sleep until Brian Gleeson gets the phone call. And then you understand why they lulled you to sleep. Because it's all really kind of tame. It's I think his name is Ray. No, Ray is
Colin Farrell's
Colin Farrell. It's Harry. No, Harry's Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah,
What's
Yeah,
the
you
name of
got Ray, Ken, and Harry, the boss.
Ken? Okay, so Ken takes Ray out to In Bruges to hide from the cops because he shot he shot a priest. That's the point. So
No.
that's
It's
No,
not
he's
the
in hiding
priest.
because when he shot the priest, which is played by Syrian Hines, he accidentally shoots a kid on the other side of him.
That's it. I forgot. So they're hiding out. So the whole point is they're hiding out in this quiet little Belgian town, and they have to do a bit of sightseeing because it's supposed to be that they're on a vacation and not to alert the cops that much and all that stuff. But Ray definitely doesn't want to be there, and it seems like Ken is forcing him to do all this tourist shit, but Ken is really enjoying himself.
Here.
Well, he knows how serious the situation is because, yes, they are hitmen and they are hired to take people out, but it all ends with kids. Kids are not okay.
Yeah.
Harry's very particular about that. So he knows shit's on fire. They better do as their boss says, and her boss said to lay low and do sightseeing.
Yeah,
Until he calls.
there's a very specific reason for which they are sent specifically to that city, which is revealed after. And I like how this the characters, they are not unidimensional. They are constantly in duality. I mean, about what they think, feel, and say, and do. You take, for example, Ken. Ken, he doesn't. They don't know exactly why they are there. Ken is intuiting it, but he likes to think that that is not the real reason. He has hope that they are just waiting. He knows that Harry can come up with another thing, but he tries not to think about it.
The thing is, he was going there with Ray because he kind of knew he was going to take out Ray.
Yes,
it's not. It's implied. It's not fully said. And like I said, the movie kind of starts off really putting you at ease and not thinking too much of what's going on.
Because
And
you're getting comedy vibes.
Your diversion, your everything.
Oh my God, this scene.
You're totally diverted into what Ray does. He's like taunting these American folks because he doesn't care about them, and he's laughing at them. And then, of course, the whole point.
He's not mocking them. He's telling the dude, "Don't go there. It's not gonna be good for you." And in fact, the guy died.
The
He has a heart
stairwell
attack.
is narrow. Yeah, the stairway is narrow, and fucking Brendan Gleeson, Ken comes down, and he goes, "What? They're going in there?" He goes, "Oh, you don't want to go in there. The stairway's narrow. Fuck off!"
And the guy died. You don't see him, but the tower is closed at the next day, and the guy says, "No, some American died from a heart attack yesterday, so we are closed."
And the whole point is it diverts your focus away from Ken and puts the emphasis mostly on Ray in terms of the action, the comedy, all that stuff. Apart from them talking, and then the conversation is interesting because they're not talking about anything specific. They're kind of skirting the line about talking about what happened with the kid, where Ray is trying to deal with it and Ken is trying to not deal with it. And then when they go out and at night and they find when they're filming the midgets.
I'm sorry to be a contrarian here, but you got it backwards. Ken wants him to deal with it. Ray doesn't want to deal with it. Ray wants to die.
Yeah, he feels so guilty.
Yeah.
Ken is trying to rebuild this guy because you can see there he's destroyed inside.
All I'm saying is that the entire 1/3 of the movie, it kind of puts you at ease, but when Ken gets the call, that's where things kind of get iffy because we know what is going through Ken's mind, but Ray doesn't. So he kind of acts normally around Ray, but not normally. It just deteriorates. But then when he decides not to go through with it, that's where Harry's like, "Fuck this. I'm coming."
Yeah, and in the build up to this, Ken also disarms Ray by telling him, "Well, he may have sent us here for a job. What, in Bruges?" "Yeah, in Bruges." "In Bruges?"
No, not in Bruges. Fucking Bruges, because he hates the town.
He calls it a shithole all the time. He's a city guy from Dublin.
Well, that line he says, "Well, I guess if I was raised on a farm and was retarded, I might actually like it here."
Yeah. Not so subtle.
There's your scene.
Just to let you know, the movie is a reaction by Martin McDonagh, the writer-director, when he went to Bruges for the first time. And he said he was torn. Half of him loved it there, and the other half of him fucking hated it. And it led to that great line because it was something that he thought about. Like, he goes, "Do you want to go up in the tower?" "What do you want to go up in the tower?" He says, "Oh, to look down at the city. I can see the city from here. I'm in it." Why do I want to go up there and look at it? There's this whole logic battle that's going on between Ray and Ken. It's great. And Ken loves it because Ken sort of sees it the same way Harry does, which is like a fantasy world, for grown-ups, and a storybook kind of place. It's so old and it's so gorgeous in its architecture, so Ken gets it. Ray's a fucking raised on the streets, doesn't give two shits for stuff like this. Now, what he does find interesting is this girl. Chloe. And what he doesn't know, he thinks that there's an attraction between the two of them, but she's actually a criminal too.
Yeah.
And that
No,
breaks him.
there's
That
an
really breaks
attraction.
him. He,
Whether
And-
there's an attraction or not, that's not why she's doing this.
yeah, finding out who she really is a hard hit for him because he's like, I knew someone like you wouldn't be interested really in.
What do you
someone
mean, like me?
Wait,
He's
wait, wait,
so
wait, wait.
nice.
Yes, but she kisses him, and he lets him stay in in her house, and she actually says to him, "I told this boxer not to come in.
Yeah,
this
but
is
initially,
this is my time."
I know,
She
she
wasn't
changed
going
her
to
mind,
rob him.
Martin. She changed her mind. She was absolutely going to rob him at first, and then she got to know him a little better, and then she changed her mind. That's enough for him. His self-esteem is so low. That's just one more blow that he's suffering. That her initial plan was to
And
rob him.
you know
That's why he takes her
that
drugs.
you've got to really have a low self-esteem to become friends with a dwarf.
A racist dwarf at that.
A racist dwarf. I love it.
I hear this about Gary.
You hear what about me?
No, I did about.
Oh, I'm the racist dwarf. Okay.
No. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't
Forget
know
about
either,
it.
and I usually speak Martin, but I have no idea what you're on about.
Yeah, you're on your own, pal. I'll tell you one thing. The Gleeson family, because he's got two very talented sons that are great actors, despite being in the Disney Star Wars. Very gifted family. There's a
Can't
little
pronounce
film that
the
came
name
out.
of his son though.
Oh,
It's
Domhnall? Domhnall.
Yeah.
The H is like a kind of almost like a split, like an accent. Gleeson.
And it's a shame, really, because he's in two movies that I really, really like. One of them is Ex Machina, and the other one is About Time.
Yep.
Oh, that was actually a really good film.
About Time is great.
Oh man, yeah.
And people don't know it, but it's so good. It really, really is going through what choices that you make through life and how it really affects what you're doing, but also gives, because of this ability that is running through the family, it gives you extra time to really relish memories.
He's also in another little mini series that was on TV a year ago called The Patient, which is actually really fucking good. I was surprised at how good that series was. He's a serial killer. And I was surprised at how good it was. But the movie I wanted to bring up is the film Calvary. It came out in 2014. And it was directed by John Michael McDonagh. And it's about an Irish priest who, during confession, meets a character played by, what's his name? Dowd, Chris O'Dowd. And Chris O'Dowd tells him that in so many days, I'm going to kill you. He goes, why? What did I do? And he goes, you didn't do nothing. It's because you're a priest. And there are priests out there that are bad, and I need to make a statement.
Oh.
And the whole film is, dealing with this countdown clock to his demise. And Gleeson plays the part of the priest. And, oh my God, what's her name is in it too? Kelly Riley plays the daughter on Yellowstone. The crazy drinking hard bitch, smoking all the time and shit, foul mouth. That's Kelly Riley, and she plays one of the main characters in the film too. It's a very good film, and it's called Calvary. For anybody who wants to see it. And by the way, he's brothers with the writer director of this film, Martin McDonagh.
Yep.
So again, family.
I
Yeah.
don't
For
have
some reason,
problems
every
with
time I
family
hear him
working
say
together
Ken,
if they're good.
yeah. For some reason, every time he says the name Ken, I'm reminded of Fish Called Wanda. Oh, look, it's Ken coming to kill me.
Yeah. Not a great movie.
What?
Another great movie.
Ah, I understood.
I knew you misunderstood. Another, not, she didn't say not a great movie. She says another great movie.
Another, yeah.
Oh.
It's that Austrian rolling that you got thrown by.
Hey, Penny's in the house.
I'm not
Hey,
throwing
Penny.
anyone. Hi, Penny.
How do you know she's in the house? She might be in her car or out grocery shopping again. She often does that when watching or listening to
Or
us.
on her way to church. She's
To
always
ask for
doing
forgiveness
something.
for having listened to us.
On the
for
Wednesday
cussing.
afternoon?
Breaking the backboard.
Yeah, Wednesday's a big day in the Catholic Church. I know that. I used to go to Mass on Wednesdays. They should have used more Flemish actors. 2 actors come to mind. They would give them a run for their money. Too late now. Yeah.
I don't understand. Catholics celebrate Hump Day? What?
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
Wednesday
Not a
morning
thing here.
Mass. Wednesday
Not
morning
a
Mass.
thing in Europe at all.
During
All but
Easter,
Sunday.
during Advent, you've got 7 days a week Mass in the morning, and but during the regular weeks during the year, you always have Mass on Wednesday mornings. It's one of those things. Then Friday and Saturday they have Mass in the evening, and then morning, afternoon for Sundays. Catholic Church is just all over the fucking map for.
Are you sure it's not 8 days a week?
Well, if you're a beetle. I love that, you little fucking cunt. This fucking ugly dog looks at him. Oh my God.
Yeah. You know that word is not really an issue in Australia, the UK, Ireland.
Well, it's becoming an issue in UK since they went woke.
That's their problem.
They just started doing it over the last 2 years, making it a thing. Shouldn't say that. Yeah,
their government is a bit cunty. Yeah.
Well, they're
a bit
mess right now.
I actually, we in the family, we kind of discussed a relocation program, and England was like on the top of that list. Used to be on the top of the list, and I told my wife yesterday, if we are gonna do this, if they offer you this, England is off the fucking table. She said, "Why?" Say, I don't want to live there anymore. I love
right
England.
now.
I've been there. I've been there a few times. I absolutely love it, and I never went to
problem with
London.
England right now is it's very, and I don't look. I'm all for anybody's freedom of religion, but right now they're very Islam centric in the UK.
It's not even about the Islam thing. It's about it's disgusting. Last time I went in 2022, I was like, this place is, and it's annoying because, like I said, I've never been to London. I've been to Manchester plenty of times, and every time I went, it just went worse and worse and worse. So whatever.
So, but I paused it here for a reason because uncredited, but he's in the film, is Syrian Hine. And for those of you who don't know, that is Liam Neeson's best mate. They've been friends since they were young. And the funny thing is, they sound a lot alike if you are just listening and not looking at them.
We could turn this into a drinking game, Gary. Every time you say, I paused this for a reason. That's what you always say when you pause the slideshow.
This is great because he's there to shoot the priest. He's there to kill the priest. Shoots him, and then he falls forward. And I don't know, man. You can clearly see he's a fish out of water having to shoot somebody. This is his first time. And he makes a bloody mess of it.
Yeah.
And it's because he lets him walk away that it leads to the dilemma. When he shoots him through that door, On the other side of him is that little kid who gets nailed in the head. Shot this little kid in the head.
At an impossible angle, may I add.
It's a magic bullet. It happens.
How do you say the main actor's name in Oppenheimer? How do you pronounce it?
Oh, Cillian Murphy.
Then why aren't you pronouncing Kyrian?
I seem to remember him saying that in an interview.
It's Kyrian. It's not Syrian.
It is? Because I thought he said it was Syrian.
No.
Okay.
It can't be. The C at the beginning, they use it as
It's a K.
as a K.
But why are you using the L's like R's?
What?
I maybe have been.
His name is not Cillian. Cillian Murphy is Cillian Murphy with a C.
Cillian.
Yeah, it's Cillian Murphy.
Oh.
And
I think you're confusing the names.
And it's Kieran Hines.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the other one. Okay.
Yeah, it's two different people we're talking about.
Yeah. I just wanted to hear how Gary pronounces it because you fucking Americans always pronounce it wrong.
I'm also fucking Irish.
And you're also wrong.
And I also say Celtics, not Celtics.
It is Celtics. Because it's
in Boston, they
it's
say Celtics,
Boston
and it's
Celtics. It's the Boston
yeah, but
Celtics.
we don't call them that.
But
I grew up around
Celtics.
Irish people, and a lot of times it's also an individual thing. You know, some people say Gary, some people say Jerry. It depends on what part of Ireland.
Well, you write your name incorrect. So.
That's a good one.
I write it the way it was given to me.
Well,
and I was named after named by my aunt, who is from Derry, Ireland.
I like that Nick Weiser always pronounces it Geary. So
does
Tom.
Culture Casino.
Oh, Culture Casino says Geary too.
Yeah. Now Don, on the other hand, says Jigary.
Well, Don also calls you Kissel because he's our drill sergeant.
Well, Josh Becker calls me Kissel too. It started this. I made fun of him one day. I said, wait a minute. Jews own Hollywood. You're Jewish. I come to the conclusion you're a bad Jew because your career sucks. He started calling me Herr Kissel after that one. Herr Kissel.
Well, nobody can pronounce my name.
I love the movie A Prayer for the Dying. It's a film I plan to do at some point here because I like that movie a lot. I really do. Yeah, he's a former member of the IRA, and he fudged a mission and decided that he didn't want to go through with anymore. He's done with killing, and wants to fall in love, and ends up befriending an old priest played by Bob Hoskins.
I think I've seen that movie, but a long, long time ago.
And he did a fairly good job on the accent. And it was one of Liam Neeson's first films.
It's the
Allison Duty's in it too.
Is it pre-operation Mickey Rourke?
Oh yeah,
I've definitely seen it once. I don't remember all the details, but yeah, I've seen so many. You know, Gary, I've seen so many movies, but I don't remember the name of them. And in some movies, and I think I mentioned the same thing to my wife, because we live here, and a lot of these movies I've seen either on videotape or on cable, I don't get the actual English name. I get the translated name. So in my mind, I remember them as the Hebrew name, if I remember the name of the movie. So it fucks me up. Like, just an example, Inner Space with Randy Quaid, Meg Ryan, great film. In the Hebrew translation,
It's
if I convert it into
not Randy
English,
Quaid. What is
not
it?
Randy Quaid,
Dennis
it's
Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dennis Quaid.
That's okay.
If I get the Hebrew translation and translate it into English, it's A Day in a Trap. Like I said, sometimes it's a bit weird. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, any relation to the great Irish actor Patio Furniture?
No.
Oh my God. Snortapupus killed Mephisto. Breathe, dude. Breathe.
I'm good. It was funny. Not that funny. No, I'm just tired. I'm ranting. I do love the interactions with Ray and
Chloe.
Ken.
Chloe.
Oh, Chloe.
Because you could tell right from the get-go that she is not really into him and he is really into her.
Yep.
But you don't understand until you get the reveal that she's trying to rob him and she's got like this boyfriend and stuff. You can't put I couldn't put a pin in it and say, okay, maybe she's leading him on because she's an actress, or she's not really an actress. She was just, passing by through like he was exactly. But I found it really interesting that he is super into her and she is not enough into him. And
she's not that into you.
She's not that into you. I mean, you're wanting to be inside of her, but you can't really do it.
And what I think turns the table for her, and I think this is what happened here. I think she is into him. And when she gets up to leave, she goes to call her ex-boyfriend to tell him the deal is off. Don't come over tonight. That is why she left. I absolutely believe that. But then this interaction with this other fucking guy, the Canadian, that talks about blowing smoke over here into our fucking air, blah, blah, blah. And then fucking Ray just waylays this guy, smacks him right in the face, knocks him flat. And then his girl gets up and swings to hit him with a fucking wine bottle.
Yep.
That is
which
gonna
is
hurt.
basically a fucking club.
Yeah,
And
wine bottles always smash in movies really fast.
No, not in real life.
Need
No,
like
they're
a
not.
big
They're a
swing
club.
to smash one.
And
That's
she
a
goes to
dangerous
hit
weapon.
him with it, and he ducks it, and then tries to tell her, and he goes, "Fuck it," and he punches her in the fucking face and knocks her flat on her ass. That was great. It was great. Well, she fucking went to hit me, so I'm defending myself.
Which mirrors Harry, because previously Ray has a conversation with Ken, and when Ken tells him that he once killed a guy who attacked him with a bottle, and he feels bad about it, and Ray says to him, "Dude, he went at you with a bottle. That's a lethal weapon. You were on your right." And then when he has that hesitation in hitting the woman, but he has to adhere to his principle, the same way in which Harry at the end says, you have to stick to your principles.
Yep.
Right.
So-
I am nodding off, so I'm gonna
You got to
go.
get out of here, man.
Yeah,
All right, man.
I'm,
Go get some
I'm
rest.
sorry.
That's okay, buddy. I'll see you later.
I do love this movie, and if there's somebody in the chat who happened to not watch this movie, it's worth it. I mean, there's lots of cursing, so just be
Yes.
careful if you're not into that. However, it is worth it because a lot of the movie is actually talking and not showing. But when it gets more into the story, there's a lot of really good acting without actually talking. Visualizations and facial expressions that you can actually tell how much the different characters are experiencing, especially Ken, because he's not much of a talker after that phone call. If you notice, he does talk, but not as much. And the real big thing is his confrontation with Harry in that coffee shop, where he just lays down the line. But yeah, all right, guys. Love you. Leave you.
Love you too, man.
Enjoy yourselves.
Good
What you
night.
got going this Saturday? What are you doing this Saturday?
Team America?
Yes.
Okay.
America.
And a Durka to you all. See ya.
Now, I would say that this movie is a movie that you have to see at least twice, because much of the dialogue or better said, the first act, there are dialogues, there are lines intermixed with the banter that has a real resonance, but only after you know the whole thing. So in the second view is when you still to notice the real depth of the dialogue. Oh my God, this guy is a cunt.
Yeah, this guy is a really good actor, though.
Oh yes, it is.
I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but his last name is Ivanek. Is Zeljko, something like that? It's Zeljko. But he is absolutely a great actor. He's been in so many movies, in Black Hawk Down, Argo, Seven Psychopaths, again by the same director. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, same writer-director. He was on that TV series, what was it called, where the guy gets out of prison, Banshee. He was in that show, and I love that show. You've never seen it. He plays a hitman. I think the final season.
No, I haven't seen it. He sometimes
Banshee
reminds
is
me
an
of
outstanding TV show. For Skinamax, very good fucking show. You're guaranteed, just like with the Hulk, Incredible Hulk, the TV series, you're guaranteed to have 2 Hulk outs an episode. When you're watching a TV series on Skinamax, you're guaranteed 2 fuck scenes. It translates. Let your brain work on that. So he's very good in this scene. Just out of the blue character,
It reminds me of John Malkovich.
What do you?
From time to time.
Because once again, he mistakes a Canadian for an American. What's that?
That he reminds me of John Malkovich from time to time.
It's because he's bald. You're such a God. You're sad. All bald men look alike. So 2 of the insults he throws at him are phenomenal because he thinks he's an American. It's it's a typical fucking assumption. And Vietnamese, he goes, "What the fuck are you talking about, Vietnamese?" And then when he hits him, he says, "And that's for killing John Lennon." Like Americans killed John Lennon. There's one fucking psychopath. There it is. A bottle? No, don't bother. He fucking taps her.
There's a question for you in the chat, Gary.
Because there's a lot of fucking movies.
We have to
kind of answer your own question.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to do every fucking movie at once, and I can't. So, you only have so many days a week, so many weeks a year. And I try to squeeze in as many as possible. I still want to get Jaws in here. I want to get Black Sunday, which is a great fucking film.
I don't remember if I have Black Sunday.
Black Sunday, it's where a terrorist organization
I know what happened.
takes the Goodyear blimp into the Super Bowl. Based on a book.
Never watched it.
It's a book that came out a year before. I own it. I have it on my hard drive. We can watch it anytime, but we got to squeeze in so many other things. It's hard to. And that's the answer to the question. There are millions of fucking movies, and probably a few 100,000 that I would like to talk about. Yeah, no, closer to about 10,000 films I'd like to talk about. One of the other great characters in this film is Yuri, played by Eric Godin. I fucking love that character. This fucking weird character.
Do you use that word?
Lives in Bruges,
Always says, do you use this word?
What?
He always says, do you use this word? Every time he's gonna talk about something and it's a particular word.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Then I don't know what you're saying. I don't remember the line. Yeah, here we go. This is the conversation here. You having a good time seeing the canals? Like, where's this going, Harry? Where are you going with this? And then he tells him flat out, yeah. Actually, he ends the conversation that he needs to be dead before we talk the next time we talk. Hey, Gambit. Yeah, the whole Vietnamese thing was this like inside, like, because in his mind he thought he was American, so he automatically brings up Vietnam, and people who do that typically don't know their history about what actually happened in Vietnam. So he's that typical blunt kind of person that just says what he's thinking.
No filter, yeah.
And he's clearly uneducated. I mean, that's the whole point of his character. He's uneducated. As some people call him, uneducated heathen.
I'm hearing that from you.
I heard it from Father.
I bet.
Father Weems approves of this movie.
He's faking that he's home when in fact he's out.
The questions he keeps asking him is throwing Ken completely off. And just so you know, the reason why Ken is so beholden to Harry isn't because he just because he works for him. Harry saved his life.
And avenge someone for him.
His wife.
Yeah. That's why he owes him.
He's beholden to him. He says, he blew head off a little kid. And it's like the way he's just going on. Yeah, there's a part of him that feels bad. Send him out on his first mission. We got to kill him now. He says, I'm glad I, fulfill his dream. It's like, he didn't fulfill. This is a fucking nightmare for Ray to be there in Bruges. He hates it there. Are we back in the bedroom now? Yeah, this is where The guy puts a gun to the back of his head. Clemency Posey is her name that plays Chloe. And of course, she played what's that character? Fleur? Delacour in the Harry Potter.
Yeah, Fleur Delacour.
He's also in Tenet, which I thought was a much better film than.
It's Fleur. That means flower. I don't know about her last name. I don't
Delacour,
remember that. Delacour. Yeah.
Yeah, of the heart or from the heart.
He had the best video diary from the Harry Potter films because she would walk around and sing and stuff on a guitar. It was really cool.
I didn't know that. Oh, no.
Yeah, I can't see out of this eye. He blinded me. But of course I fucking blinded you. I fired a blank in your eye.
But look how broken he is. Finding out that she was going to betray him like every other tourist, then changed her mind. I think the drugs might help him be happy again, though. Because that's a lot, what he's finding there.
Yeah, what he finds inside the frog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking like ecstasy. There's a bit of cocaine in there. And you don't want to make the same mistake they made in Pulp Fiction, where she thought it was cocaine, it was heroin. Whoops.
Have I seen that movie? I'm not sure.
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I know it's a must-see and classic and shit, but I don't know whether I've actually seen it. Might have in my 20s. Might have been one of the movies I rented for my sleepless nights. I don't know. I need to revisit it.
Oh, this is the dwarf at the bar. He is really pretty girl. She's a prostitute. Oh, I didn't know they had prostitutes here.
You need to know where to look.
You need to know where to look. Like maybe a brothel.
Brothel's a good place, yeah. Brothels are good there. He's such a shitty character, the dwarf.
He's supposed to be dislikable. That's why when what happens to him happens, you don't feel
you don't
so
really
bad.
care. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Just karma. And he, of course, is just bummed out.
Because he knows what he has to do. And he's not liking it.
My date involved 2 instances of extreme violence.
The dialogue is so good. Some great lines in this movie.
And the funny part is, like, when they made this film, the hardest part for them was training themselves not to laugh at the dialogue.
And Colin Farrell wasn't very good. He was cracking up all the time, trying so hard to keep a straight face. And what's his name? Ken? He just tried to go on with his theme, but eventually Colin would crack up. Or sometimes they just made it to the end of the scene, and as soon as somebody said cut, they started laughing out.
This scene is so great because he confronts him because earlier when he was near the movie set, he waved at him and he didn't wave back. And he wants to.
Angry.
Why didn't you wave at me earlier when I waved at you? He goes, what? When? And he goes, oh man, I was like in a bad place, man, a lot of pain. And I didn't even see you. I didn't even notice. I'm sorry.
He was on horse
Oh,
tranquilizer.
yes, and
That's
this ratifies what Chloe said to him to Ray first, because she said, "No, I gave him some horse tranquilizer," and you as the
That's what
public,
it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
as the public, you don't know if it's true, completely true, but then you have confirmation. Oh man, I was on a lot of horse tranquilizer today.
Yeah. Anyone. That's what he says.
So, and then, he says, "You want to do some cocaine?" It's like, all of a sudden he forgives him.
He's getting the party going with what he's bringing. They just have booze up to this point, and now it gets good.
Amsterdam is just drugs and whores. And she's a whore.
And he comes Ken up to his nose in cocaine. It's like open.
Not to midgets, dwarves.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be addressed as midget. Dwarf is okay. Midget is not.
Yeah, that's what led to an early joke that got past the censors with the first Beatles movie, Hard Day's Night, when he takes a Coca-Cola bottle and puts it up to his nose and does like that. John Lennon does that with the bottle of cocaine or Coca-Cola, cocaine. I'm probably talking to people that's never even seen the movie.
No.
I know. Well,
I'm sure he has.
At some point, but
now what he's doing here is actually quoting shit that Charles Manson was known to be talking about. But the funny part of this is he says, will this like affect dwarves? Will it be black dwarves versus white dwarves?
Oh my God! Yeah, all the talking.
He's like starts talking about how black dwarves have treated him, treated badly.
I have taken so much shit from black midgets.
That's when Ken gets up and goes, "I've had enough racist midgets."
No, what does he say before?
My wife was black. There we go.
Something about monkeys.
He was murdered by a white man. This is one of those serious moments in the film because
that's when you find out why he owes Harry so much. Yeah.
That's what I like about the dialogues of this movie. They pivot so fast between humor and seriousness.
Two manky hookers. Because I didn't understand what he said the first time. Did he say monkey hookers?
Yeah, that's what I understood. In his accent, it sounds like that.
Yeah, two monkey hookers and a racist dwarf.
I think I'm gonna go home. You have the clip, play it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play it again. I love this scene. So here we go.
Two monkey hookers and a racist dwarf. I think I'm heading home.
Yeah, I think I'll come with you.
Hey, what?
Back off, Shorty.
You don't know karate. Ah!
Don't say you didn't have a cover. Short arse.
He fucking chopped him in the fucking neck.
This scene is great.
Oh my God.
He deserved that.
And this whole time, poor Ken, he's dwelling over what he has to do.
Look at that beautiful town.
And that shot actually reminds me of where they shot
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu 79. And he's making a decision right now in his mind that this is his last day.
I think he's been depressed before he got there, and this is as beautiful as it is. It's not the best place to be in when you have dark thoughts like that.
And the way Ken finds out.
Oh,
Yeah, here we go. This is the Russian Yuri. He's their gun dealer.
he's such a weird character.
Yeah, he starts talking about alcoves. And then Ken goes, well, like when we're talking about food, we talk about nooks and crannies. He goes, that is better. That is better, yeah.
He looks like every Russian villain in every movie.
Right.
You don't need his name or need to hear him speak. You know, he's Russian and he's not a good guy.
And here we go. He was behaving badly. He gave me all of his money. And I know it's all he had, 200, I can't remember, euros or whatever they called it.
Euros.
In this. Was it euros? Yeah, 200 euros.
Yeah, they use the euro over there.
No, I wasn't sure if they did then. So
They did.
she wants him to give it back to him. And so he thinks, well, that was a nice thing for him to do. Odd. But when he gets to the park, he realizes why he did it.
Not just because he felt bad for ending a kid's life.
Because she's, by the way, she's pregnant.
She's pregnant,
preggers.
yeah.
And
he
so
got her
that
in-
could have
in
been the
trouble.
reason. But the reason why is because he wanted to do something nice for somebody and go off and top himself.
He wants to do something nice, and he also feels like maybe dragging her into this because they are hiding at her place. So
Feels
he
guilty.
just wants to
Sure.
make amends.
Now he pulls his pistol out and for some reason took off the silencer, puts it back on. Starts walking up behind him and thinks, I'm going to do this like of mice and men, just from behind, while he thinks about the rabbit hutches. And right about as he's supposed to pull the trigger, he sees Ray pull out that revolver that he's now loaded with real rounds and puts it to his own head to shoot himself. And then, of all fucking things, he can't let him do that. And he stops him and then tries to hide the gun. You were going to kill me. He goes, no, you were going to shoot yourself. I'm allowed to. Oh, I love this. No, you're not. I love this fight. Yeah, it's like he's explaining where he got the gun and shows it to him.
He isn't supposed to have one at this point. He took it from him.
Silencer too. Nice. Nice. I'm impressed. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Gambit.
Oh yeah, that's another thing he feels bad about, that she had to take the note from Harry, and Harry was cursing on the phone all the time. And she wrote it down. Every bit of it.
Oh, look at him. He's broken.
Completely.
Oh, he bought I didn't know he bought a flat over there, Tom.
Why would the police shoot at him for wearing a crazy mask? That's weird. Don't think.
Yeah, the next big movie for him was the film he did with Tom Cruise, Minority Report. Really good film.
Never seen it.
Another great Philip K. Dick book turned into a movie. In Bruges, the way he says it.
The Bahamas, maybe.
Bahamas, maybe, but in Bruges? You know, he wanted you to be happy on your way out. He thought you would like it here. In Bruges. And by the way, Brendan was in McDonagh's first movie. His first film was called Six Shooter. I've seen it. It's a good little short film. It's available online. You can actually find it. Hey, Sin's Corner, what's up? Yes, this is a fantastic film. It's just one of those films where if you need a film that's mostly dialogue and not boring, this is it. Because at every turn there's something hilarious or brilliant that's said. We can't see the dialogue right now. There we go. So he sends him on his way on this train. And irony. I love irony. And in this, he thinks he's finally getting out of this place, and Ken's dealing with Harry right now on the phone, telling him this is how it is. I let him go. You know, you got to let this shit go. And Harry's like, that's it. I'm coming over. He's going to go over there. And you think, well, that's it. That's it. Oh, I love this where he starts breaking the phone and then picks it up off the ground to break it some more.
And then he cusses his wife out for interfering and telling him it doesn't help to destroy an object like that.
Well, she says the phone's broken. He's like, your fucking face is broken, or whatever it is. He yells at her.
She says it's an
inanimate object. You're a fucking inanimate object.
He's a madman. And
then he apologized. I'm so sorry. I should have said that. That was like, I was so out of. I love this because you see him insane one moment, and then he's like, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry.
Severe anger issues.
And you haven't seen anything scary until you see him in that Liam Neeson German film Spielberg did, where he plays a Yahtzee officer.
Schindler's List?
Yeah. He's horrifying in that movie. He is horrifying.
The whole movie is horrifying. That's a movie that you should
His
watch,
character is
but
horrifying
never
because
go back.
he's the one who pulls the pistol on the guy to shoot him. And it doesn't fire. Oh, my God. So he folds the pistol in there. Oh, my God. Everything has a point. There's nothing wasted in this film. It's very lean storytelling. And now he's going to go face his own demise. He knows Harry's on his way over.
And all of a sudden, he doesn't want to die anymore.
Well, he's accepted that he's going to die, but he doesn't want to. He's hoping that Harry will come to his senses. But this is the ironic part, because he punched that fucking Canadian and his woman, and now is when it happens. They looking for someone that matches his description. You from Ireland?
Then he makes up a name. Doesn't understand that the conductor says you hit the Canadian.
Yeah, he
mistakes for hate,
it's the Canadian. That's him. That's the fucker. You hit the Canadian.
Then he gets handcuffed, and the guy announces, "We're taking you back to Bruges," and he's like, "Fantastic."
Fantastic.
The one place he really doesn't want to be. But he's given up there.
Yeah, it's just a quick ferry ride over. Or if they take a jet, even probably faster. Oh, I love this. Because he says, I hate that guy too. I'll give you, he goes, what did he do to you? And he tells him what he did. And he just starts calling him a pup. Oh, yeah, I want a normal gun, not an Uzi. The alcoves. Him and this fucking conversation about the alcoves. Now, dum-dums are, they go flat.
They do not exit the body.
Yeah. Which is why it was weird when he shoots Ray, the bullet goes through it.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to rob him and he took the gun away from me. And he's like, you think I'm going to be sympathetic to your cause? Sounds like it was all your fault. You know, your gun to be taken off you?
He's making him look so stupid.
Being such a poof. Which is English slang for gay. You itsy Canadian itsy. And Anima had some problem with this, like, because she was asking, like, well, why does he drop the coins before he jumps? And I said, to get people's attention. Yeah, to get people's attention to look up. And once they saw him up there, they would back away so he could do what he was going to do.
Because
and
the
sadly,
initial reaction of people would be to go in and collect them.
It's just so fucking, it's funny in a sad, tragic, terrible way, but you still laugh at it because he jumps to his fucking death and makes certain to take the gun down with him so that Ray can have the gun. But he lands on the fucking gun, smashing it to bits.
What amazed me was that he was still alive after hitting the ground like that.
He's not alive. He's dying.
Yeah, but still able to talk.
He's dying.
He's not unconscious.
I told you, I had a guy that was conscious after jumping out of a fucking plane. He was not alive. He was dying. And his character was able to eke out a few words before death overcame him. And the part about Harry here, because once again, you know, Ken's character is completely beholden to him. And every single time Harry says something to him, all he meets him with is a kind heart. And this is where he starts talking about rules, that you live by rules. And he says, if I'd killed the kid, I would top myself. Nobody else would have to do it for me.
In a very instant.
And
Right on the
he
spot.
calls him, he says, if you're a fucking cunt and you're fucking cunt kids. And that's when he gets mad. He goes, you don't talk about my kids, God damn it. He goes, you're right. I take that back. I apologize. Oh, it's fucking funny. This whole scene is hilarious. Hilarious in a horrifying way. It's one or the other of the one.
It's interesting. This is a movie between horrible people who really loves each other.
They're all, except for the lady that owns the inn that they're staying at. Everybody in this story is a horrible person. And she bails him out.
She really likes him. Took her a while, but
Oh, yeah, he says, did he talk to you about the alcoves? And this is where they decide to go someplace private up into the tower. And the fucking asshole, that guard, starts poking him in the head. We are closed.
that's how you learn about the American, yeah. I had a heart attack.
Yeah, but what was that guy expecting it was to happen? Independently, if it was a gangster or
Some
not.
people really think that they can do anything and say anything, that they'll keep getting away with it if people don't react. Because people are overly polite and tolerant. And I feel a bit bad. They didn't kill John Lennon. What the fuck? The way his brain works.
The dark parts and the humorous parts are so close together in this movie. It's part of what makes it so great.
Yeah. Just want to see the fucking subtitles. I'm sorry. Yeah, here he is. The guy that just thinks that he's the end all of everything.
It's probably the only moment in his life where he actually has some kind of power is keeping that door closed.
I love Brendan's fucking giant ears. Yeah, it's just all a bunch of stuff happening at once. And the connection is that one-eyed guy, her ex-boyfriend, sees
Blind
him.
kid, he calls him. That character's just a tool.
He's a device.
He's a device, yeah. That's what I mean.
He's fun in the film, but the film cannot move forward without him. He's a requirement for this movie to end.
That's everything they give him, is to fulfill his function. You don't learn anything about this guy. It's not important.
It's like the minute I saw him walk up in a children's costume, schoolboy costume, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I remember turning to Matt going, oh my God, he's dressed like a kid. I know what's going to happen. Oh God, he puts the gun up to his head and he just starts saying all this stuff, man. I love you, man. He says, well, how can I fucking kill you when you say you love me?
Yeah, the lighting is beautiful in this.
Fuck everything that's gone on between us.
He still stands by his decision not to kill him because he believes he can change.
He sees both of them in the kid, in Ray. And
Yeah.
he sees Ray. He's trying to save Ray because he cannot save any of them now at this point.
Now the
Ray,
sexy thing is
go on.
Oh, I was waiting a second. Like some kind of fucking Boschian nightmare. Yeah, he's
both
making
wanted
fun of
to
him for all the shit he said the night before. That's just cocaine, man. Cocaine. It's a hell of a drug.
The pointy building. It's called a tower, you ignorant.
So he bids them a fond adieu, goes on about his business. Gonna go work on this film. And this is where he sees them and then goes running to snitch on them to the gangster.
Oh, it could not have been in Vienna, Tom. There's way too much going on in Vienna. It needed to be a quiet little town.
Here's where it comes to blows between Ray and Harry because he tells him he's right outside and that's it. Ken has to fight Harry. And yes, the third man was shot there. Good film.
Yep. That's what started making Vienna great as a filming location. Usually standing in is Russia. It all started with that movie.
So he narcs on him and they begin to fight and wrestle over the gun. And Harry points it and hits Ray right here. Now, I'm going to tell you, he had a good chance of surviving that if he had not done what he does.
Well, he's not even trying to put pressure on it and slow the bleeding down. That drains him pretty fast.
This is such a tough scene because he begins hauling ass down all those stairs, that narrow stairway, and he's got a shorter distance to get back to the roof, but he's hurt. So he grabs the pistol, packs it in his belt line, and begins slowly marching up those stairs to get back to the bell tower.
And that's pure determination right there. He's dying, and he still makes it all the way up. Because he can't let Harry kill his friend. He has to do everything in his power. Lots of blood.
He gets up there into the bell tower, looks down,
He starts
considers the
dropping the
situation,
coins.
and he pulls out the coins and begins dropping them to get people's attention down below to look up.
And remember, the tower is supposed to be closed, so seeing somebody up there, you pretty quickly come to the conclusion that this person is going to jump.
Packs that fucking gun in there. So you should have put it on his back side, you know,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
he ends up landing right on top of it. And by the way, yes, this is a Christmas movie, even though it's not.
It's not, because you can take Christmas out of it and it still makes sense.
But it takes place at Christmas. So. And he steps off and we follow him down. And it's such a brutal landing when they show it at a distance.
Oh, yeah. Blood spray.
Blood sprays. You hear the popping sound. And he sees him and he begins to walk over there, not understanding what's going on because his fall has beat Harry to the bottom floor. And his last words to him before dying, Harry is here. He just wanted to warn him. I'm going to die now, I think. It's sad.
It's so heartbreaking. That scene. He is the one person that you really don't want to die in this movie.
The hitman with a conscience.
Yeah. Friendly hitman. That sounds weird.
This chase scene ends up, he's trying to get back to the hotel because he knows he's got that gun there.
And he's so lucky that none of the bullets that Harry fires at him hits him. One hits a lamppost and goes God knows where. We don't see that, where that bullet ends up. Hopefully not in person. Okay.
Yeah, serial killer. He does. Ken does look at him like he's his son.
He is his mentor, definitely. It was Ray's first job, so everybody makes mistakes sometimes. Even though this was a horrible mistake that happened, but
He gets up in the room and he's trying to figure out where did Ken put it, and he finally finds it. And he has the shot, but he's learned his lesson.
yep.
Because she is too close and he won't
Pregnant
risk it.
lady. When he starts bargaining with Harry about jumping out of the window into the canal. And
On the count of 3, I'll jump out and then you can shoot at me while I'm jumping.
Well, then
Are you really
going to
do it?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Because I'm going to be really pissed if I go out there and you double back. He goes, no,
And
really, I
the
promise,
closet.
I swear, I'm going to jump out the window.
The comedy in this is crazy.
I just see him as an actor. I don't think he's a movie star. I like his new series that we just watched.
Which one was that?
Sugar.
The Penguin.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
There it is. And find you fucking hiding in a cupboard. No, really, I promise. I swear. And there's like this dead silence for a moment, and he goes, "Oh, I have to count? Do I have to count to 3?"
That's like when we watch movies on our own screens and we have the time when we pause and when we start playing again.
Here he
On
goes.
3
He's
or after
3.
3?
He goes, on 3, 3. And then he goes to the window, having trouble getting out. And then he has trouble jumping at first. So you got to wait for this boat, this little junket to come by. And he lands on top of it. And fuck if, the character Harry doesn't fucking nail him. And what shocked me is that the pilot of the boat didn't get hit.
He didn't even react to the fact that he's been shot at.
Yeah, Gambit, we pointed that out.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, buddy. So now it's a chase again. I liked it. I don't know if it's better than Manhunter, but I still liked it almost as much. So he's running from him, and he ends up running onto the movie set, trying to get away from Harry. And Harry just keeps popping him, putting holes in him. And then we see his little dwarf friend, Steve, I think. Isn't that his name? Steven?
I forgot.
And when he hits the ground after being shot so many fucking times,
Harry sees who else he hit.
Harry sees a dead child.
Because he fell on his front side, so he can't see that it's a grown-up but a dwarf. He just seems like a kid.
Well, he blew the guy. His face is blown off.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So all you see is the schoolboy uniform and the hat. And he says, "You got to live by the code. Got to stick to your code, man. Your principles."
And he's Ray's trying to tell him that's not a kid. That's a grown-up. He's just tiny.
And he's trying to tell him, I know, he's fucking been shot by this guy. And he's like, telling him, no. He's not a kid. He's trying to tell him and he won't listen to him. He says, I see. All right. And then he tops himself. You got to stick to your principles, man. And I think whether Ray lives or dies isn't as important as the fact that as you hear his narration, as he's being taken away, is that for the first time in this movie, he wants to live. That wouldn't be in fucking Bruges.
As long as it's not there, yeah.
And there she is wanting to get to him. The entire rest of eternity spent in fucking Bruges. Maybe that is hell. And there it is. I really, really hoped I wouldn't die. Yeah, for the first time, in this story, he wants to live. And that's really all that mattered. Whether he does or doesn't matter in the story.
He wants to now, yeah.
I've not seen Grand Budapest because I have trouble with some of Anderson's films.
I saw it. I really liked it.
I know that the previous film that he did, I did not like. And I forget what the fuck that one was. It's the one before he did Grand Budapest.
Don't know what it is.
I have a problem with Wes Anderson's direction sometimes. It's fucking weird.
Why?
I don't know what it is about him, because he does this thing where everything looks like it's a play set rather than looking like a real place. And I find that off-putting. It's like, you did it in one film, why do it in more? And he does it like all the time, and it's just fucking annoying. But he's done some stuff that I did like. Okay. Like, I'm a big fan of the Royal Tenenbaums. I fucking love that movie. The French Dispatch, that's the one that annoyed me, that he did before Grand Budapest. I like Moonrise Kingdom for what it was worth. But for me, I didn't like his one that takes place near the meteor crash in Arizona. I didn't like that movie at all, because it was all fake. It was all like a stage play or something. It was weird looking. Yeah, Asteroid City, that was it. Did not like that one. Didn't like French Dispatch. Isle of Dogs was okay. I guess Grand Budapest came out first, and I didn't like it either. I didn't like the trailer for it. Liked Moonrise Kingdom. Liked Fantastic Mr. Fox. It was animated. I liked the Darjeeling Press Limited. That was a good film, because that was on a train. It was a real world, no weird looking sets or props, and you had three brothers dealing with family issues. I like that one. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I enjoyed that one because I thought that would be like his one time doing the weird shit with the miniature buildings and weird props, because it fit the storyline. And I chuckle at that film. I also love the use of David Bowie's music in the film. Also, Bill Murray is fantastic. So is Jeff Goldblum, God damn it. Everybody was good in the film, but those two are standouts in that movie, The Life Aquatic.
Bill Murray is good in everything he does. I think.
All he wants to do is avenge his friend that was killed by this spotted leopard shark or jaguar shark or whatever the fuck it was, a fictional shark made of clay. It was all done with claymation, and real world stuff mixed with that. It was weird, but I still enjoyed it. But then he just started doing it with every fucking movie, miniature buildings and
One Trick Pony.
Well, that's what it starts acting. He starts acting that way. He's just found this one little trick, and he's going to keep doing it. And it's like Royal Tenenbaums was really good because they used real locations, even though they also use a dollhouse within it. It was clearly a dollhouse. And I got to tell you, Gene Hackman was just fantastic in that film. But The Life Aquatic is like a fantasy. So it's, it kind of fit it. It's like he's the competitor of Jacques Cousteau, the Steve Zissou character. And Bill Murray just plays it. But my favorite Wes Anderson films are Bottle Rocket and Rushmore. I absolutely love Rushmore. It was a jaguar shark. Thank you, Tim. Well, you got to realize she had a plan. She pretty much worked her way through the food chain to become a star, and then slept with a director producer and got made top billing in his pirate movie, and it pretty much sank her career. Karma's a motherfucker. Yeah, Gene is absolutely agree with you, Tim. Gene is just fantastic in anything he's in. But for me, I I don't know if I would have enjoyed the movie The Royal Tenenbaums as much as I did because he's in it. He is so good. Yeah, Uncommon Valor. It's another film we need to do on Military Monday. Yes, and it should be. I think it's a really wonderful work of art, and it's funny as hell. I've had friends like I got into a big fight with Josh Becker over that film. I'm like, the fuck, it doesn't have a story. I said, you didn't like it. I get that. I can get that maybe it wasn't your cup of tea, but don't point it at a filet mignon and tell me it's a pork chop. I know fucking good stuff when I see it. Bat 21. I haven't seen that in probably 30 years because I saw it, I think, right after it came out on VHS. And I remember liking it. Because it's based also on a true story, even though they used a different plane. Because they didn't have access to the kind of plane that was actually flown by the pilot. But Gene Hackman, look, if Gene Hackman's in it, it's worth your watch. That's all I got to say, Thomas. Gene Hackman's in it, watch it. The movie Heist. If Gene Hackman had been in a film, I never would have watched it. And it has one of my favorite lines in it. Well, it's 3 lines. He's paying the newspaper vendor for it. And he goes, well, money makes the world go round. Gene Hackman says that. And then, I just forgot his name. Tall, bald, black man. He was in Get Shorty. Oh, God, why can't I think of his name? Anyway, so he turns to Gene. He says, funny, I thought love made the world go round. Gene goes, yes, the love of money. And walks away. And I'm like, that's a great fucking line.
It is. That's great.
And look, he is not the comic book Lex Luthor at all. But damn it, if you don't fucking love him. Anima has gotten to watch the first half of the movie.
2/3, I would say.
Yeah, there's an hour left. It's a 3-hour. The version we have is the 3-hour version, and it's the special cut where this woman went in and fixed the effects. So the effects are just fantastic.
Yeah.
And
I can't wait to continue watching it.
I'm not sure how this one ends though, the one we're watching, because I don't know if it ends with the original theatrical ending or if it ends with him spinning around the earth, which was originally supposed to be the ending of Superman 2. Which was stupid. It's bad physics. Yeah, I highly recommend you check it out because, look, it's a good Vietnam War film. It really is. And I think it's a very good film.
As for Superman, if you want to know how our version ends, tune in on Friday because that's when we're going to talk about it.
Be sure to talk about Superman. Well, he's doing the which cut is it?
You told me that use the
I told you what special edition.
Wait.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's it. Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good. Don't fucking worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's perfect. We'll go with that one. Okay. This version I have is a special cut that was sent to me by the person that did the special effects for the new. But I think it is the special edition, the special cut. No, I'm trying to remember, how does that one end?
Okay, well, the 3 hours cut is what they call the Salkin Special Edition or KPCO.
It's 2 hours and 53 minutes.
2 hours 53 or 31?
2 hours and 53 minutes. 2 hours and 31 is the regular cut.
No, regular cut is 2 hours 23.
Well, either way it goes. This one's 2 hours and 53 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to include him. You don't have, I just told you, don't worry about it. We're going to talk about the version you have. But I'm asking you for the third time, how does that cut end? I can't remember.
Wow. Let me play it. Because I have 3 cuts, and then now I need
Maybe we should have
another
the
one.
production meeting
Yeah.
after the show, guys.
No, we'll do it during the show. They can listen to the kind of shit I got to put up with you
I
two.
just want to get out of here. I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
Ned Beatty is so good in that. Mr. Luta. Mr. Luta. He goes, what is he? I forgot it's his character's name. Fuck. Anyway, Otis. And Luther goes, Otis. Yes, Mr. Luta. You were followed again. And he spins and knocks the lamp off the table. It's so fucking funny. Those cat-like reflexes. Oh, no. Thank God they didn't do that. That's something, by the way, he did not like having been said to him in public when people would do that, bring that line up. Because, it's just one little scene in a movie, and that's what he's got to live with the rest of his fucking life. And he talked about it on David Letterman one night, that it just really irks him that people will run up and squeal like a pig, boy. Yeah, that's what I want to be remembered for. I've always felt bad for him for that. But he is also a veteran, Ned Beatty. I love the guy. Great fucking actor. So anyway, I'll give the 2-hour length a shot for sure. For which one?
Superman, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Superman. The cut we have is longer than that. We watched an hour and 45 minutes, and there's still like an hour left. And was like, oh my God, we got that much left. I cannot do that tonight. I must sleep.
I was hoping we could finish it, but it would have been like almost 1 my time, and I have work. So.
By the way,
look, Gary will back door. Oh, Tim, give him his video. You shithead.
Yes.
Let's go out on a backdoor video.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
And now the backdoor one.
Go out on. Oh wait. Okay, go ahead.
Open your back door, baby. Loosen your hinges, I'll show you my key.
There you
All
go,
right.
Tim.
I'm going to go out on 2 more clips that I played already, but I want to play them again.
What are they doing over there? They're filming something. They're filming midgets.
Ray. Just me tickles me every time. They're filming midgets. Then he runs like a little kid. The Christmas shop. And then I'll play this one, and then I'll put the final titles on. So I hope everybody has a good hump day. We'll see you guys again. Well, Keith will be here tomorrow doing. Do you know what he's talking about tomorrow?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I will.
There's a lot to be talking about right now, from Star Trek to just the shit going on in the studio system. So much is happening right now. The shit going down with Star Trek. A bunch of things are happening. It's very fluid. And then Friday we'll be doing Super Duper Man with Christopher Reeve. He's my Superman, and he'll always, even though I grew up on George Reeves, I love Christopher Reeve as Superman. So, but I'm going to play this clip, Chris Reeve. I know, and when you watch, I don't know if you ever saw the video. It just looks like he's going to get up, like shake it off, dust himself off. It was over. And because I don't know, I've seen the video, and it's heartbreaking. So, but anyway, here we go, guys. With this, I will play this, and then I will play the outro. So everybody have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you have an idea for a film that you want us to cover, and that's also going to you, Tom, because Tom, that's the best way to do it. I love it when you leave comments.
Tom has this to tell you.
Did you like my response to you? I said, thanks for the safety tip, you done. I had no idea that communication and talking was essential.
Yeah, Gary knows nothing about talking and conversation.
Yeah, nothing about that. Who would do that in a world? So here you go.
2 monkey hookers and a racist dwarf. I think I'm heading home.
Yeah? Think I'll come with you.
Hey, what?
Back off, Shorty.
You don't know karate. Ah!
Don't say
Don't say you didn't have a cover.